Ladies and gentlemen and fellow friends of Azeroth, I first off want to say thank you guys so much for all the support and the comments that you left in the last video where we're talking about will PvP even survive when Midnight comes out. So as me and Jonathan were looking through the comments and the feedback you guys left on that video, some of those comments were good and we agreed with them, but some of them were a little bit hot. You got some hot takes in there. So in this video, we're going to take a handful of those comments and we're going to just address them directly. Because like I said before, we really do like feedback. We want to see where the whole community is at. We're not just stuck in our own heads. We're open to the open debate and having good conversation. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first comment we're going to start off with is, I don't know, man. Honor gear is so easy to get. But also, if they just had Conquest, wouldn't it be the same thing? Think about it. Casuals who play the game would have earned the Conquest gear over time, and a new player would feel even worse because the grind is worse and the gear disparities are greater. Thoughts, right, Jonathan?
I want to interject here first. I'll break it down step by step. About the honor gear being easy to get. Yeah, it's easy to get for experienced PvP players. Like that much is obvious. You get it a lot from your weekly bounties, playing the BGs if you win, of course, and then transferring amongst your warband. But the entire point of the conversation is to get more people into PvP. The people who don't play PvP, like the PvEers, because let's face it, there's no new blood in this fucking game. I've never seen a 12-year-old be like, wow, I can't wait to hop into Azeroth. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get PvEers to play PvP. And to do so, we need to lower the barrier to entry, which is honor gear. Now, just hypothetically, imagine we're like, I don't know, like 4 to 5 weeks into the season, something like that. Every PvP player, such as yourself, is completely geared, most likely with some conquest on top of that. Now, you're a PvE player trying to get into this, and you have to just get absolutely pub stomped because you have no honor whatsoever. It takes like 12k to get up on one character. There's no, like, if you're on one character and you don't have anything to transfer amongst your warband, you're cooked. You're going to sit there getting stomped for 20 BGs over and over and over again. You'll never learn your rotation. And it's like, what's even the point? You're just going to quit.
So, John,
so, yeah.
You go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, before we continue and everything else, I just want to say, like, Jonathan, me and you are on the same page. That, like, we're talking completely from the standpoint of a brand new player coming into WoW, right?
We're trying to get more people.
Yes, like even like exactly. Like we're trying to get fresh faces to get into WoW, not people who play the game for a while. Like people who have no idea what WoW is about. How do we get those players in so that we can get more people in the PvP scene and the PvE scene for the the sake of that matter? So just reading it, you said also if they had Conquest, wouldn't it be the same thing? Think about it. Casuals who play the game would have earned the Conquest gear over time, and a new player would feel even worse because the grind is worse and the gear disparities are greater. So it's like, even for me, like just reading that, it's like having Conquest be free, like not Conquest, having honor gear being free at a very base level. How strong you get with Conquest gear, as you get to a higher skill level, you can still kind of fare with honor gear, especially in battlegrounds. We're not talking about 2100 plus arenas here. Like we're not talking about the creme de la creme of players all fighting each other. We're talking about like in most battlegrounds, right? If you start with honor gear, even if you're going against people with conquest gear, it's not going to be as horrible. Even if everybody...
You still have the versatility stat with honor gear that you wouldn't have with PvE gear.
Exactly. Like you have no verse, bro. You're just getting your cheeks blown in. Like you're literally getting your ass blown out the second you hit a BG.
To get even more specific with that, because I just thought about this right now, it's not the same. Simply because the point of these BGs, these honor systems, is to play the game at a casual level, right? So a lot of the times, you're not going to go up against fully conquest geared people in BGs if the player base was bigger. I mean, unless, you're playing against a bunch of loser nerd necks who are like, I'm going to pub stomp in PGs because I can't win in my arena games. But, besides that. And on top of that, conquest is capped, if you remember, at the start of the season. Right? Like, it takes weeks to get a full stack of conquest gear going. I mean, me and Elijah complained about that shit all the time as we were playing arenas in our earlier videos because shit just stunk. We could never get our conquest gear because it would always cap at like 1700 for the week and then like 21 the next. So you had to buy like one piece of gear a week.
I hated that.
Yeah, it was difficult. And if you really, really want to just argue for the sake of argument, you could just make it so that basic PvP, like non-rated PvP, has no item level advantages.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Huge.
Destiny, for example, did the same thing. You'd hop into Control, for example.
Didn't you just kill this bird?
Time with yeah, I did. I fucking smoked him.
What the hell happened? Why is he alive again? Am I dumb? I've never done this encounter. He's down here. He just respawned. I killed him from max health.
Oh shit. Okay.
What happened?
I don't know. Whatever. Did we get it?
What the hell is it?
Actually.
What was that?
Talisman
Oh, I got it.
of the
Oh,
Sun
I was
King.
looking at only DK. Death Knight stuff. Yeah, John, I forgot what you were talking about. Anyways, the next question.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A game like Destiny, for example, has game modes like Control, Casuals, where item level doesn't mean anything. You get into PvP, you have a great time, load in with your 5 stack of friends, drink some Miller Lights, and have a great time, right? And as you fall in love with PvP, guess what? The ranked Trials of Osiris comes in. You get your squad of bunch of 2 losers. You put down the beers, you lock in, and you lose until you learn how to win. And that's where item level counts. It should be the same thing in WoW. Well, I mean, hypothetically, could be the same thing in WoW, where you just have fun in pubs with the homies, with your 40-year-old neckbeards. And then when arenas come out, that's when you lock in with item level. That's when conquest matters. And then that also makes it so there's still somewhat of a grind, something to accomplish with, like, you know, gladiator tier sets and whatnot. But yeah, there's always solutions like that where conquest doesn't play a massive role. And like Elijah said, I'd rather have conquest gear than having to farm for honor gear, simply because that PvE gear does not hold up in BGs whatsoever, because you still have to deal with conquest gear anyways, even if honor gear isn't free. So I feel like your point doesn't really hold up in that regard, but you know, anyways, appreciate it nonetheless.
All right, so into the next one. The next comment was, I'm a normal player. All characters maxed out PvP gear. You can send the conquest boxes. There are always weapons, so you don't need to farm 2.5k conquest. If PvP dies, I won't play anymore. Pushing gladiator is the only reason I play with friends. So John, I'll let you take that first, because I'll just add on to what you're going to say. Because typically you summarize the stuff, what I'm going to say, just better, and then I just add on me. To be honest, it just makes more sense.
For a second, I was lost on where to go here, though. I was too busy talking. We gotta go this way. Yeah, all characters max. Again, this is something similar with you being an expert PvP player, right? You have all your characters maxed out, and that's fantastic.
He said he's a normal player, and I don't know what his definition of normal is.
You're not a normal player, dog. I'm sorry.
You know, like you're watching WoW videos on YouTube, like you're already separated from the population of most players.
Why now, Vice?
You know, you know, you say like normal, like what is normal to you? Because that could be a huge difference from what like quote unquote normal is to somebody else. You know what I mean?
It's like even the fact that you're talking about conquest boxes, dude, like that is you know, like that's completely unrestricted gear. You have no idea what you're gonna get. You're gonna drop your conquest into that, which first of all, you got to get your conquest on your main to transfer said box to your. Well, you don't have to, but why would you not gear your main first?
Yeah.
But then
you have to reach a certain rating before you can get those.
Yeah, you could just get crit verse gear 3 times in a row and like just kill yourself.
Be out. It's like you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you said like pushing gladiator is the only reason you play with friends. Like just based off of those statements, like you're not a normal player. Like we're talking. You know, the thing is that this is kind of like something that I always think about every time that I hear about somebody saying like, "Oh, you guys don't know what the grind is. You guys don't know what the grind is," right? I'm like, why are you happy that you're having to grind a ridiculous amount in a PvP aspect? PvE, I completely get it. You're fighting against bots, AIs. You're having to outwit, get better gear to, you know, out damage, out resist, all the things in the game that are programmed, you know, for you to eventually win as you get better and better gear. But if you're fighting another player, why are you excited to have to grind to literally like fight an uphill battle while you're just sucking with worse and worse gear from the beginning? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like I'm just getting crippled, and it's just gonna upset me at a base level. And, you know, I think Jonathan said it in the last video, it's like, it is an MMO. So there has to be a grind of some sort. So I'm saying, you know, the conquest gear, you having to earn that makes sense. You having to, you know, earn, was it full conquest that you said? And, you know, the appearances and everything like that, like having the titles, so on and so forth. Well, hold on. I actually got a helmet. I don't think I had that.
Owl of the Grand Engineer?
No, but I got this thing. Is it Paul the Vanquished Champion? Are you a shaman? No, you're none of that. I'm just going to put that in my war bank.
Wait, hold on. Is it like,
what?
Is it class specific?
Yeah, it is. It's warbound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so I can just put that in there. So, you know, and I also understand, you know, Blizzard's trying to make their money by like time gating literally everything. But I'm talking about like outside of them just trying to milk us to death for every cent that we have and all the time. Like we got all the valuable resources in the world. And by the way, if you guys keep eating spoonfuls of shit, they're going to keep feeding it to you. So, hey, man, be my guest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. But I am happy that you're enjoying PvP and you try to get glad with your friends. That's exactly what we try to do until, you know, Battlefield or Arc Raiders comes out, and then we lose focus.
And that's what I feel like that plays a big role, man. Like the fact that I was playing I played Classic, I played TBC, I played Wrath all the way until like the middle of Cataclysm. And then I stopped because I got into like Call of Duty, I got into Gears of War, I got into Halo, all those games. And like when I stepped away from WoW, I didn't just keep brainwashing myself with whatever Blizzard gave me for like years and years. I even came back at the end of BFA after like, and I missed all those expansions. So when I came back, I had like a different lens on the game. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to be subjected to this destruction, to this pain. And then I heard all these, you know, all these WoW vets to talking about it. They're like, yo, this sucks. This thing has been getting worse and worse year after year. I didn't even experience it. I just came back to WoW and I was like, oh man, I used to play WoW. Let me see it like what it like. Let me take it for what it is and just enjoy it like that. Now that I've played it a little bit more and I started making content, it changed my eyes on it. And I see that people are just like stuck into, oh, this is just the way it is. Why the hell does it have to be that way? I don't understand. Like, I don't like, why would you just be like, oh yeah, this is what it is? Like, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me, especially if it's a game you care about. Wouldn't you want more people coming to it? But Jonathan, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid.
All right. So the next one is, in quotation marks, it's an MMO. Stop bitching. Yeah, this is why PvP doesn't get new players. Just because MMOs in the past had grinding mechanics doesn't mean that has to be the future. The grind for PvP gear started in Classic, where BGs were the primary PvP experience. So having shit gear and needing to grind for it was fine, since you had a shitload of other people around and actually made sense gameplay wise. Now the PvP focus is small team arenas. Having PvP gear that needs to be grinded for, this is redundant. The reward of doing PvP shouldn't be better gear. It should be transmog skins or something. But nah, it's an MMO. Stop bitching. Have fun with your dead Qs, bozo. Can't wait for the same guy to complain that PvP gets no attention because it doesn't have a large player base, despite the fact that the gatekeeping he does is what keeps it that way.
I'm taking over the segment of this video because this comment was directed towards me. Somebody lies, just shut the hell up, take a back seat while I talk about this.
All right.
First things first, I want to address how much I love how you ignored 99% of what I said, clipped one sentence, and then just ran off with it, completely ignoring the context of everything else that I said. So just right off the rip, I'm gonna go down the list because you made quite a paragraph here. Just because MMOs in the past had grinding mechanics doesn't mean that has to be the future. Literally what I said. There are too many grinding mechanics, but if you're into an end game sort of competitive thing, there's going to be grinding mechanics. Again, Destiny as an example. There's grind to Trials of Osiris. There isn't grind to basic control games. There should be some level of grind to the end game. It adds that pull to get to the top, get to be the best. If everybody just gets everything, then it gets to be insanely boring. The grind for PvP gear started in Classic, where BGs were the primary PvP experience. Do you not see, when you ignored me talking about how honor gear should be free, how the barrier to basic casual PvP should be completely gone? That, in essence, is me trying to say that BGs should be now put to the forefront of primary PvP gameplay alongside arenas. Do you not understand that if you raise the basic player base of BGs substantially, it will then put it on par with arenas? No? Awesome. So we're gonna play BGs, we're gonna learn our rotations, we're gonna make new friends, have a larger guilds, and then we're gonna come together as a community, make teams for arenas, grind that item level because you want to grind that item level because now you're good at PvP. Now you understand the mechanics. Now you understand the game because you weren't getting curve stomped in honor gear level. Again, focusing now small team arenas, having PvP, blah, 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 that needs to be grinded for this is redundant. It's not redundant at endgame PvP. The word of doing PvP shouldn't be better gear. It should be transmog skins or something. Really? So you're going to play PvP, endgame PvP, the Sweat Lord PvP, where you're literally locked in with your teammate, whether it's 2s or 3s, you're in your Discord call, you're on Zoom, whatever the fuck you're using, right? And all you're going for is that fancy dress that you get in the item shop. Yeah, why don't I just get some trader tender and go there once a month and do it that way? Because fuck it, right? All I want is to put on a new outfit. But nah, it's a PvP. It's an MMO. Stop bitching. Have fun with your dead Qs. Really? So if I were to completely get rid of the honor barrier, it wouldn't make the Qs any better for PvP in general. You don't think that lowering the entry for the base standard would not impact the end game PvP variant at all? Really? I think that's enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically, what I'm saying is that if you fix the base PvP, it will then translate compoundingly to the endgame PvP, and endgame PvP still needs to have some difficulty to it, some grind. You need to be able to get the gear. Like, why else would you play arenas? Like, I don't understand.
I literally think you guys agree with each other, but he attacked you because he only listened to one sentence.
Then I don't agree.
What? Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, you pretty much summed it up the same way that I feel. And I also want to just make this clear that I'm always, me and Jonathan the same. We're always open to hearing different opinions, and we'll take them for what they are. Like, we're not people like we have open ears. We're trying to hear everything so we can understand where everybody's heads are at. And if we don't agree, we go challenge it. Because there's times when me and Jonathan be yelling at each other. Yeah, I call him an idiot. He calls me an idiot. All right, next one. It says, hopefully Midnight goes back to the roots and deletes a lot of buttons and also all the self-heal. Since Warrior can heal themselves, it makes no more sense. Oh, since Warrior can heal themselves, it makes no more sense. Each class...
the comma.
Yeah, my fault. Each class should have some unique but not necessary skills, and each class should have some kind of counter to avoid OP classes which can 1v10 people. Without talking about the 1v10 people, I do agree that classes should have more of their identity, but I'm really glad that with Midnight, a lot of the spells and abilities are going away. Now, I know a lot of PvE players are upset about that because they're like, oh, it takes away the depth from my classes. It makes me not want to play the class that, you know, I like because it's now becoming so simplified and so easy. But from a PvP standpoint, it's like, hey, there's games like League, like Smite, where you go in and they only have like 4 or 5 buttons and they're very simple and easy to understand. So even though you got to go through, you know, learning 40, 50 plus champions to be able to fight them all, you know what each character is going to do. It's easier to understand. It's easier to like build your counterattack. It's not as overwhelming to just go from PvE over to PvP, because I honestly think that there's a lot of PvE players who would play PvP if it wasn't so unbelievably daunting. Like, if you sit back and you even look at some of the gameplay that we watch, right? Because we play WoW, we watch YouTube videos of WoW, we know what's happening. Imagine you didn't know WoW and you're looking at the screen, you're seeing all these different bars, these arena frames. You're like, what the hell is even going on? I mean, versus looking at something, you know, this is a drastic example, but like imagine looking at like Battlefield, Fortnite, Call of Duty. You're like, okay, he pointed the gun, he shot him, he killed him. Oh, look, it says victory, they won. Or you look at League, you say, okay, even if you don't really understand what's happening, you see 4 buttons at the bottom. You're like, okay, he's using these 4 buttons. You look at Smite, same thing. God damn, we just, my audio just exploded when you did that. But in terms of, you know, classes that are 1v10 each person, I know, I think Jonathan mentioned it in the other video where he was saying, you know, it'd be in a perfect world, we'd have 2 skill trees, you know, for PvP. One for PvP, one for PvE. We have different talents and things like that, but with the class pruning, it probably wouldn't even be necessary, or it'd be a lot easier to be able to just transfer one over to the other. But I'm glad that there is class pruning, and I do feel like every character shouldn't be able to do everything. I feel like that takes away from the game. When everybody can do everything, it's like all the classes are the same with different colors in my head.
Yeah, man. Bring me back my 1-button rotation Frostbolt from Classic and my 96 totems on Shaman so I can snap my fingers in half trying to press them all.
Right?
I miss it.
It's so much bloat. Do you want to add anything else to that one before I go to the next?
No, I mean, you pretty much locked in on that one.
So the next comment says, when you enter the arena, everyone should simply start at the same item level. Then outside of the arena, you earn conquest to upgrade your gear for the world. That way, the same gear works everywhere. Right now, you basically need 2 separate gear sets for 2 different activities, which feels unnecessary and discouraging.
Hold on, right there. Stop right there.
Okay,
I want to break this down. He did it in paragraphs. I mean, obviously, you guys are going to see the comment right in front of you because I'm going to put it up there. But just to make it easier so we don't miss anything here. Going on with the arena, I do disagree. Like I did say earlier in this video with BGs, I wouldn't mind that. But arena, again, is comp. And I don't think having the same item level in comp and it's just purely skill based will keep the longevity of players, because people will get bored of not having that grind in an end game activity. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
But again, this is more of the same of like I just fucking smirked him, though. Anyways, this is more the same of trying to keep PvE and PvP like together. But as we've seen, PvE is always going to be the dominant force of WoW, and rightfully so. That's what built WoW in the first place, was that, large raids, community, guilds, etc.
Mhm.
And the more you link these two together, where item levels and gear sets don't matter for each activity, the more PvP is going to suffer, because they're always going to cater to the PvE aspect. That's why there's so many, there's so much ability bloat and passive, more like passive ability float. Every character can do everything. If you do the same thing with gear, it just makes PvP turn into like a sideshow. And I don't want that. Like Elijah was talking about, where I said in the other video, with having separate PvP trees. Again, that's, utopian ideal-ass type of thinking, because no one cares about PvP that much. But if we were to do something like that, it would have a focus on PvP and make it a lot better. So I feel like what you're saying is more of like building blocks towards having a more like homogenized two game modes, and I feel like it would negatively impact the less popular one, which is PvP.
And so the next point he made was another major reason people quit is the MMR deflation they introduced at the start of each season. You can be a 2200 player one season and suddenly get stuck at 1800 for months, even though you're playing better than before. It feels like they do this on purpose to keep people subscribed longer, and the result is extremely demotivating.
Okay, holy shit. Me and Elijah talked about this all the time.
Yep.
We'd be at like 2,000 rating. We'd win after like sweating our balls off. Like, just the most intense game you ever seen. Was a 10-minute long arena. I have -2 mana, and he's living off of Coca-Cola in a dream. And
literally
we get
got one in my hand.
7 conquests or 7 rating. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's 2000 terrible.
To 2007? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's awful.
And then you lose like 30.
I think it's the next point that he made is gonna go into it. He says on top of that, they balance classes by watching streamers like Peekaboo stomp lower rated players. They see a rank 1 player outplaying 1600 players and decide the class is overpowered, so they nerf it into the ground. That kind of balance philosophy has ruined my class and made it not fun to play. And he said, that's the next point is gonna be different. So we go.
All right, so I read these obviously earlier, so I thought about it. You're absolutely right, by the way.
Agreed.
In some instances, like those like super high tier rogues, for example, just smacking in PvP, and then rogue gets nerfed like 2 weeks later, and it's completely unusable for the normal player. Because trust me, I've slammed some shitty rogues in my day. But there's also instances where it's not true. Like, I love Shaman. It was my first character I ever picked playing World of Warcraft. Kudos to Elijah for getting me into the game. I'll give you no credit where it's due.
Thank God.
About the lore. But dude, who remembers? I don't know if it was Shadowlands or Dragonflight. I think it was Dragonflight. When Ascendance on Enhancement Shaman was broken.
I think that was Dragonflight. That was Dragonflight for sure.
You literally pop Ascendance and you turned into a Blizzard dev.
Yeah, like,
PvP game.
He popped it. Run for your life.
Literally saving CC rotations and line of sight just not to get nuked in a second.
Just get one tap. All right, but yeah, I forgot what you were saying. Keep going.
I was basically talking about shamans and how broken they were. But you're absolutely right. Some top tier players do abuse characters that have slightly good class comps. And then the lower player base definitely gets affected by it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Elijah, go ahead with the last point.
The next one is there's still no simple queue system for 2v2. I should not have to stand around looking for partners like it's the early days of online gaming. Just let us click to queue. Okay, this is where I'm going to... So in terms of just let us click to queue, I'm down. I'm open for it. That's what I do whenever I'm in LFG. Because whenever I'm in LFG... I don't know what high horse PvP players of retail are on nowadays. They sit on a horse so goddamn tall. They're like, I'm not even gonna play with you. It's like, oh, you don't like what EXP, like what rating experience do you have? What's this? I'm like, you don't even have someone to play with. You can't even play if you don't play with me right now. There are streamers who can't even get.
You stink.
Like, it's like, what the heck? Like, there are streamers who can't even get queues because nobody wants to play. And you're gonna sit here and be like, you're not 2100. You've never been it before. You're not good enough to play with me. I'm like, okay, then sit there and twiddle your thumbs all day. You have nothing to do. You have no one to play with. Like, why can't we just queue up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like at this point, which just leads to the whole point of the video, which is like, we need new players to feed this. Everyone's getting old. They got kids. Their bones is cracking and shit. Like you got an hour to sit away from your kids, right? The queue is 45 minutes. You might have to leave mid-game because your baby's throwing up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need more players, and we got to get the youth in here. So gatekeeping all this, sitting on the high horse is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. Like, even I said it in the last video, I'm gonna say it again. If you base your ego off of this game, right? And you're like, I have all these accolades from 15, 20 years of playing. Wouldn't you want more players in the game so you could flex on them in the first place? Where do you think they're going to come from? Because everybody dying off. We got people, CEOs, and working their own businesses. Like, they're not even playing WoW. Like, we need more players. But anyways. John, yeah, you can go ahead now.
I do see the point of where you're coming from. It is nice just to be able to lock in and play the game. However, whoever is queuing in with a Discord duo, like a locked in teammate, is going to fucking slam all the random queue people because you have no communication whatsoever.
I didn't get tossed.
Gonna get absolutely schmeed in it. What the hell are we supposed to do here?
I picked up the weapons here. I think I looted all of them. I forgot to do this, and I think I lost my weapon in the process.
You pick up all the weapons.
Yeah, but right. I think something starts dancing in the back.
Is something happening?
Do you have any weapons?
I got like 7 of them.
Oh, I found my weapon. Okay, yeah, I got the devastation on me.
I got the staff on me.
I think we wait. I think they weren't supposed to die in half of a second. Okay, you want to go for the next one? This is the last one.
Yeah, sure.
I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay, it says, I like how they're raising the floor instead of the ceiling. They really just have to get some of the PvE players to play some PvP. A lot of them are just scared, unfortunately. Agreed. So, with saying that, my definition of skill floor, I was corrected by Jonathan. He's probably gonna end up doing it again because I realized that I'm an idiot when it comes to some terminology. But I actually mentioned this earlier. Like, they just really have to get some of the PvE players over to PvP. Like, we're not at peak WoW sub numbers because there's 45. Yeah, see, they respawn. You saw that?
Yeah, they're back.
We're not at like peak WoW. Nice. We're not at peak WoW numbers because, you know, there's so many versions of the game. Like, the whole player base is fragmented in like 26 different versions of this game. We got Legion Remix. We have classic servers, Pandaria servers. There's so many different ways you can play. So it's like, if some of the PvE players would transfer to PvP, the whole game will get refreshed. But a lot of times I feel like because it's so overwhelming, there's so many buttons. You don't know how verse gear works. You never played PvP. You never been hit. You never put in a stun lock in a micro CC hell. Like, you've never even experienced that stuff before. So it's overwhelming. It's daunting. And if you don't have any honor gear, even if you have the best PvE gear, you're going to go in there and get ripped. Like, no verse, you're done. So I feel like getting them to... Honestly,
oh my God.
I might end up killing you. Hang on. Hold on.
Die, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I triggered it. Are we good? All right.
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay. All right, lit.
We didn't get it.
We didn't.
Damn it.
Oh, I still got loot. That's your loot. Let me see.
All right. Let me see this. Hold on.
What do you mean? I didn't even finish what I was thinking. No, I didn't get it. I didn't get shit, actually. I got 2 things I didn't get before. I got the Nexus key and the Rod of the Sun King. Like, I want that. You want a dagger? I want this. This is a mace. Man, I get nothing. Anyways, I think getting a lot of PvE players over to PvP is a great idea, but they know that if they go in there, they're going to get stomped. There's a lot of people who I think like WoW, and they're curious about PvP, but they just don't want to go through the experience of getting absolutely destroyed because there's so much. It's like a whole new learning curve to get into that versus just, hey, man, hit your buttons in your rotation and don't stand in the big pool of fire that's programmed into the game, you know?
Yep. And you're absolutely right about raising the floor by taking away the complex systems of PvP. Well, I mean, that affect PvP. It's not only PvP related, but like the excess of abilities, the removal of add-ons, for example, because that's another daunting task to open up Curse Forge. Before you even play PvP, you got to open up Curse Forge, download the correct add-ons, configure said add-ons, and then put them exactly where you want them to be, and then also be able to read them while getting slammed in the face by a warrior with 2 axes.
Yeah, man, it's just... So what? We covered the... I think we answered everything pretty well. Dude, there were so many comments. Dude, there's so many other ways that I could break this down, and I just want to keep going and going. So like I said at the beginning of the video, we do read all of the comments. We sit here, we texting each other in the middle of the day like, yo, did you see what he just said? You see what he just said? Can you believe they said that? And it's like, since we're, you know...
Hold on, P.S. Shout out to the dude that said he liked the Elwyn Forest that I put in there. Appreciate you. That was my goal.
Yeah, I actually think it was a nice touch as well. So Jonathan does go ahead and he does like a lot of the finishing touches and he does all the editing for all the videos. So if you guys have any tips or anything, since we are new in the WoW space, We are like new faces in here. We want to hear where the community is at. We want to hear different sentiments from different people. There's so many different communities, and I feel like there's just, I don't know. So we got to make some kind of voice in here, because I don't really, I mean, I'll say whatever needs to be said. You know, I feel like a lot of people tiptoe around certain subjects. They're not trying to upset people. If this game sucks, I'm going to say this shit sucks. If PvP is good, I'm going to say it's good. I'm going to put my critiques where they're at, because like, what else is the internet used for, you know? It's like, that's what we're here to do. So we want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your takes. You're open to everything. Pause. But we're open to hear any kind. Yeah, you know, just in case, man, I had to cover myself. I was like, that's kind of wild.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to, in my
We're
brain.
busting it open for y'all on Azeroth. Come down 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Spread eagle, ready for action.
I had to think about it. All right. So, do you have anything else to say before? Is that it? You good? You good?
Basically, all I gotta say is, when midnight drops, if we're making content for less than 2 weeks, then it's ass.
But we hope that midnight's good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments, your feedback, everything in the oh, who's your sub? What was that? Hang on. I just heard it pop off.
I ruined the edge.
No, I don't think it popped up. I don't even know where it went. Anyways, it didn't pop up, but whoever just subbed, I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.